I generally respect whatever you guys have been doing for a decade now, but I learned about this only a year ago. You guys don't make money off ads that I knew only a year ago, and you existed for 9 years before that,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And it is counterintuitive for most of my listeners, including me this time. This is the one thing. Yes, you are right. The news shouldn't be sponsored because the moment it is, it'll be biased. I get the point. But then again, let's go back to a business shoot. Business to business है ना यार. वो तो करना ही है ना अभिनंदन. How did you guys think of the revenue model coming through as a subscription 10 years ago? आज भी लोगों को it's a difficult thing. How did that came about?
So, I used to listen to a lot of, I used to consume a lot of content which was not Indian,
Hmm.
online. I used to listen to a lot of podcasts. I used to listen to a lot of other stuff.
TYG.
I used to listen to NPR podcasts. I used to, I had
Okay.
discovered Christopher Lydon. He had started podcasts 15 years ago.
हाँ.
So, I used to consume a lot of content from overseas, whether it was
Hmm.
articles. That time, I don't remember whether New York Times was behind the paywall back then or not. But
Hmm.
so there were a few things that I figured that the one thing that I remember that one logic that I saw early was
Hmm.
that something like HBO.
Hmm.
I used to be a big fan of Bill Maher.
Yeah,
I still am.
I am too. Yeah.
He used to have a show, I think, on ABC when he was taken off when he said about
Politically
9/11.
incorrect.
Yeah, politically incorrect, right? So
Yeah.
when he had, it was called politically incorrect. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was taken off that channel, and then I had heard him say that, well, I'm on HBO, so I can say this. He says I won't be able to say this if I wasn't on HBO. Now
Yeah.
I figured HBO definitely has a smaller viewership than the other non-cable channels
Hmm.
because you have to give an additional $20 or $10, whatever there was.
Hmm.
And your regular channels which come as part of a bouquet were like free or 50 cents or whatever you pay.
Yeah.
Now, while it had a smaller audience,
Hmm.
that audience was paying an extra $10 for HBO.
Hmm.
And he had the freedom to say what he wanted. Because that other
Yeah.
channel that had kicked him out for saying that 9/11 pilots they were as brave as George Bush or जो भी उसने बोला था,
Hmm.
that got him taken off because that entire mass of audience would never accept that.
Hmm.
Advertisers wouldn't accept that.
Yeah.
Now, while cable still runs on on ads,
Yeah.
this made a big difference that at least this money, this
Hmm.
much subscribers paid. So I was like, the logic that applies to cable,
Hmm.
if you just take it a step forward and
Hmm.
say, I'll charge a little more, but I'll charge, a few thousand people, and my costs will be very low.
Ah.
That was, we were very clear at the beginning. We didn't
Ah.
want these 50-foot sets and this. We said सस्ता टिकाऊ करेंगे जैसे जैसे पैसा आता जाएगा हम increase करते जाएंगे.
Ah.
So,
That of course is there.
so the,
Frugality is the key
yeah.
here. Yes.
So the logic was we weren't going for 10 million audience. I didn't
Hmm.
care. I wanted 1,000 audience who thought that I was worth their money.